So I was sitting here, I was thinking about like I have three sisters, right? So there's four of us, and we're all pretty much the same age. So there's me, and I have a sister who's young, like 1 year younger than me, and I have another sister who is 3 years older, and another sister who's 4 years older. And the reason why I'm talking about my sisters is because I noticed that with my sisters, relationships and stuff that there's a concept where people can sometimes have get in like a prototype of a cycle. So what I this is obviously just like me watching my sisters. So I noticed with my sisters is they will get into like the same prototype of person. And usually this happens when they don't learn from their lessons. So let's just say hypothetically you get with someone who continuously cheats on you, and they they always cheat on you, and over always 2 years, and it's always like something like they're I don't know what it is, like they cheat on you, but they always cheat on you with someone with blue hair. And you get with another guy, totally different person, but they cheat on you every 2 years with a person with blue hair. So you kind of notice that there is like similarities in all of your relationships, and you get with the same type of person, which I like to call a prototype. And it's like the same characteristics, the same energy, the same, it's not the same person, but a lot of the characteristics are the same. And what I've noticed is because it's happened with my sisters is if you really pay attention to other people, you can kind of see that people are kind of naturally attracting a certain type of person. And if the relationship is toxic and you keep manifesting the same type of person, that usually means that there's a lesson in that relationship. So if there's a lesson in a relationship, if you realize that you keep getting with the same type of person, what I would recommend is just look at the characteristics of all the people that you're with, break down all the characteristics, which I like to call the prototype of that person, and look at the characteristics and how those characteristics um, affect you. Because maybe there is something in what I think is happening is there's something in that relationship that you need to look at and resolve. But unfortunately, when people break up and when they're in a relationship, they don't really sit, reflect, resolve, understand how did this happen? Why did it get here? How can I become a better person? They don't learn from the relationship. Unfortunately, when people break up in the relationship, they tend to just jump on the next relationship as a rebound, because I'm not gonna lie, relationship hurts, breakups hurt, like, because what happens is you have someone that's like in here in your heart, and when they're gone, there's like a piece of you gone, and it just hurts because you're just like, oh my god, I miss this person, but you don't want to go back with that person, but there's a part of you missing, like, because they filled a part of your like being. So if you ever want to get over someone, sometimes people would just jump into another relation to fill that void that's in their heart. But I think the most mature thing from my experience is observing people is, if you find yourself with the same prototype of person, or seems like the same type of girl, just analyze the characteristics and see what are the lessons, or if it's a continuous lesson that you keep getting with that same person, maybe there's something in there that you need to learn from. So usually I notice if you don't learn from a relationship, the same relationship will come back around, but in a different person, until you learn it. So if you see cycles, and not everyone sees cycles, because a lot of times people will sit there, analyze, and they would analyze it, they would process it. Why did this happen? What could I do better? Feel it, analyze it, work it out, and then they move on to the next relationship, so they don't get the same lesson again. So it seems like if you get that type of situation again, it's like there's something in there that you need to learn, and that lesson will keep repeating itself. So it would be like a cycle until you actually learn it. So if you find yourself in a cycle of the same type of person, there's something in that relationship to learn from for yourself. And then once you've healed it, or you process it, or you looked at it, it won't come again, because that lesson has been learned. That's something I've learned. And also that's why it's always good to, just like work through your feelings, your emotions, and don't rush into another relationship until you kind of like picked the gems from the relationship that you just ended, if that makes sense. But that's just my personal opinion, because I have three sisters, and I've noticed that with them, I've noticed that also it doesn't only just happen with relationship, it also happens with other things too. Like, work, or it's just look for cycles. If you keep seeing cycles of things happening continuously over and over again, just like look at it and see why these things keep happening. And maybe there's a lesson in there for you to learn.